Hello, I'm Jordan Estes, a junior at Pacifica Christian High School. For this year in Blue Stamp Engineering, for my first milestone, which this is, I will be doing the smartphone tilt maze. So I think from the beginning, I was very interested in the smartphone tilt maze because it was very physical, like you're working with your hands and like physical cardboard and like you're actually making a maze. So I wanted to focus a lot more on like the physical aspects, like the actual maze aspects of it, as opposed to the smartphone aspects with the controlling it with your gyro sensor on the smartphone, tilt phone, which is very interesting, admittedly. But I want to see if I could incorporate more electronic aspects into the maze itself. Um, so the first thing I started doing when I made this for the first few days is I made this blueprint. Well, not blueprint, but design or SketchUp. I believe it should be somewhere else on this webpage, a image of it, and basically just writing it all down, like specifications, like measurements. It all helped me like visualize how it actually look in my head. So I would know like how I could actually design it and build it when I actually do design it and build it. But as I did so, I also came up with like some new ideas for how to make the maze interesting. Because if you look at the web page itself for the smartphone tilt maze, the video isn't actually super interesting. It's more about like using the smartphone, but I didn't really want to focus on that. So I've decided to incorporate magnets as well as ramps and other electronics into my design. Um, and a major part of that is servos. So just not only do I use servos to run the actual, like turn the actual maze, I'm going to use them to raise up the bridge that I have, or the ramp in my actual design. So if you can see here, I have two servos that I wired up to turn. Very impressive. I managed to connect them all with a breadboard to an ESP32, as you can see here, kind of. This is my first time using ESP32, or just like Arduino coding in general, so I was pretty impressed, I think, even if it's not exactly the greatest. I just modified some very basic code that I found online, but obviously we'll have to change that code in the future because I need to modify it to being controlled with a smartphone. Other than that, I've had a hard time getting the materials that I need. For example, I got all of this cardboard from Amazon, but despite that, it wasn't actually the right size, which I believe is Amazon or the seller's fault. I'll see if I can use cardboard that I already have, but I might have to order more, which would take some time and be really annoying. And obviously cost money. But I guess you'll see how it does in the next video then. See ya.